welcome back to Mindfulness Music. The pieces I've chosen today, I've put once again in the description below, but I will also be reading them out in case you have visual impairments. So the first piece I've chosen is called Träumerei by Robert Schumann. In summary, this short piece, which means dreaming in English, was written in 1838. Schumann described this piece as gentler and more melodic than his previous works. There is one central theme that you will hear throughout the piece. Now, some questions. What kind of dream do you think the composer or the subject of the piece is having? The composer used the words gentle and melodic. What other words can you think of to describe this piece? And in context, this piece is part of a 13-piece cycle called Kinderszenen, or children's scenes. This cycle was composed during a time that posed many challenges and changes for composers who now had to reinvent some of their work and work style. Träumerei. This next piece is called Jesus, Joy of Man's Desiring, composed by Johann Sebastian Bach. In summary, this piece is characteristic of Bach's work, maintaining a steady flow of notes on the right hand that is interrupted only by a lyrical chorale section. Written during a time where the modern piano had not been invented, this would have originally been heard on an organ or a harpsichord. What do you think symbolizes the changes between the quicker and the slower parts of the song? How does this contrast contribute to the musicality of the piece? In context, if this song sounds familiar to you, do not be surprised. This piece, while mostly overlooked for many years after its inception, has found its way into the big book of classical music and is often played at Christmas, Easter, and wedding ceremonies. next piece I've chosen is called Eventide by William Henry Monk. In summary, this is an old English hymn tune that was composed in the 19th century. An organist who eventually became choir master at the famed King's College in London. It is best known for its use by Henry Light for the hymn Abide With Me. How do you think the piece is changed by the addition of the lyrics? Is it naturally a solemn piece, or do we perceive it that way because of the lyrics? I have attached the lyrics at the bottom to two of the verses that I will also be singing. The next few pieces I've chosen I will be playing on guitar, starting with a song called Oh My Sweet Carolina by Ryan Adams. This is a basic four-chord folk rock song released in the year 2000. The lyrics tell of someone who is on the road, but possibly unsure of his destination. The chorus acts as an anchor for the artist's desire. While there are many lines that rhyme in the song, there is no clear structure to them. How do you think this lack of rhyming structure contributes to the message of the words? The chorus introduces the first use of a minor chord. How does this influence the mood or color of the music? And for some context, Adams grew up in Jacksonville, in the state of North Carolina. In the lyrics, it is clear that this is what he longs for. However, Carolina could embody much more than that and act simply as a metaphor for another life. Hopefully it stays this time. I went down to Houston and I stopped in San Antonio. I passed up the station for the bus. Was trying to find me something, but I wasn't sure just what. Then I ended up with pockets full of dust. So I went on to Cleveland and I ended up insane. Bought a borrowed suit and learned to dance. I was spending money like the way it likes to rain. And I ended up with pockets full of cane. Oh, my sweet Carolina, what compels me to go? Oh, my sweet disposition, may you one day carry me home. I ain't never been to Vegas, but I gambled up my life. Built a new sprint boats, I raced to Sewer, Maine. Trying to find me something, but I wasn't sure just what. Funny how they say that some things never change. Oh, my sweet Carolina, what compels me to go? Oh, my sweet disposition, may you one day carry me home. Up here in the city, it feels like things are closing in. The sunset's just my light bulb burning out. I miss Kentucky and I miss my family. All the sweetest winds they blow across the south. Oh, my sweet Carolina, what compels me to go? Oh, my sweet disposition, may you one day carry me home. May you one day carry me home. The fifth piece that I chose for today is called Stop This Train by John Mayer. This song is taken off the 2006 album Continuum, and it marked a shift in the artist's style, incorporating more elements of blues and jazz. In this song, we can hear the first chord of every line in the verse, altered slightly by adding a high note that would not normally be part of this chord. So the normal chord would sound like this, but he altered it to make it jazzier by adding a seventh to the top. So that creates palpable tension in the song. Considering this song is more blues than the artist's previous work, what do you think his other main styles, genres, or influences are? Does this remind you of the music of any other artists that might fall into those categories? And in context, this album was released at a time that Mayer felt he was in the middle of a quarter-life crisis. This song shows the singer wrapping his mind around this part of his life. No, I'm not colorblind. I know the world is black and white. Try to keep an open mind, but I just can't sleep on this tonight. Stop this train, I wanna get off and go home again. I can't take the speed it's moving. I know I can, but honestly, won't someone stop this train? Don't know how else to say it. Don't wanna see my parents go. One generation's length away from finding life out on my own. Stop this train, I wanna get off and go home again. I can't take the speed it's moving in. I know I can, but honestly, won't someone stop this train? So scared of getting older, I'm only good at being young. I play the numbers game,
find a way to say that life has just begun. I had a talk with my old man. He said, help me understand. He said, turn 68, you'll renegotiate. Don't stop this train. Don't for a minute change the place you're in. Don't think I couldn't ever understand. I tried my hand. John, honestly, we'll never stop this train. See, once in a while, when it's good, it'll feel like it should. And they're all still around, and you're still safe and sound. And you don't miss a thing till you're driving away in the dark. So can't stop this train. I wanna get off and go home again. I can't take the speed it's moving in. I know I can't, but honestly, won't someone stop this train?
The final song I have chosen for guitar is called A Message by Coldplay. This song is based on the chord progression and melody of My Song is Love Unknown, an English hymn whose text was written in the 1600s and whose melody in 1925. It is often played on Good Friday, which is tomorrow. What hymn-like qualities do you detect in this work? At which point do you think the song deviates from this? When does it become its own? Even though this album topped the charts in 2005, X and Y, it was recorded during a time when the band had trouble defining its sound. The singer said of this album that though he wrote all the songs, he was never sure he'd found what he was looking for. The next album they released would be their most successful.
My song is love, love to the loveless shown, and it goes on. You don't have to be your heavy heart is made of stone, and it's so hard to see clearly. You don't have to be alone. You don't have to be on your own. And I'm not gonna take it back. I'm not gonna say I don't think that you're the target that I'm aiming at. And I'll get that message home. My song is love. My song is love unknown, but I'm on fire for you, clear. You don't have to be alone. have to be on your own. And I'm not gonna take it back. I'm gonna say I don't mean that. You're the target that I'm aiming at, and I'm not it on my own. And I'm not gonna stand and wait. Not gonna leave until it's much too late. On a platform, I'm gonna stand and say that I'm nothing on my own. That I love you, please come home. My song is love unknown, and I've got to get that message home. I decided to close with another song on piano, and it's called Let It Be by the Beatles, and I think it's safe to say that we all know a lot about this song. So I invite you to simply listen. Yeah, and I wish you a wonderful Easter weekend.
Thanks.